No more editing. Jumping straight into this.
Let's go.
Another top five. Top five, guys, today. This one we figured we would throw this one out because no one's talking about it. No one's talking about the things that really get their business to where they want them to be quickly. So these are, and if you guys follow us, which you guys do, obviously you're watching us, and we're all about increasing everything when it comes to the business. Optimization, productivity, efficiency. A lot of people throw those words around. They don't even know what they really mean, and they're trying to teach you guys how to do them. We actually break it down for you and show you how to use them, how to do them. We don't just throw out buzzwords to attract attention and try to sell stuff. So, yeah, we're going to talk about 5 things that top 5 countdown that helped our business get to where it is. So stay tuned for another top 5. All right, so top 5 detailing business secrets.
Number 1, networking. Number 1 that we have on the list.
It helps you with not only your reach, but it helps you with developing relationships in the community. You know, whether it be a vendor, a brand, another detailer,
Another service that you use in your home, in your business.
Yeah, whether that be business to business within your community. It could be a tint shop. It could be a paint shop. It could be a window, a window replacement.
Landscaping, team. Home cleaning, house cleaning.
Pretty much everything. When you hear networking, most people assume like, oh, I got to go to functions that are within my industry. Those are great because you're going to meet people within your industry and they're going to help you get leads or give you tips. Any kind of networking is good, but networking directly in your community is even better. This is a strategy that we've used from day one because our community is a community we want to network. There's guys that detail in our area around us that can't get this area because of the type of place it is and the type of residents that live here. The expectations are really high with any new business that comes into town. With it being a small town, obviously people talk, word gets around quickly. So you know pretty quickly if a business is going to do well here or not, to put it, to be blunt. And you got to come correct. And there's a lot of guys that don't do work around here because maybe they have done work in the past and the client's just kind of like, or they can't expand on their business here because nobody's talking about them, or maybe they are talking about them and not in a good way, so networking, we've networked with everybody. A lot of our clients are small business owners and we support them like crazy. If our vehicle needs anything, if our home needs anything, if our children need anything, Sal's children, I don't have children, but anything where we get our hair cut.
You got dogs with the best groomer, with the best pets are.
Oh yeah. Restaurants, coffee houses, we make it apparent. We make it a point to go and show our support to the places in our community. And for us, it's kind of like silent networking. It's like you're going there, you're supporting, you're being yourself, but they know who you are as well. And they're not only falling in love with your service, but they're loving who you are as a person, which is far more important than the business aspect.
Oh, we'll say something about networking and mingling, right? How very picky on who we refer in anything to clients, to friends. It also works the other way around. You don't want to refer someone to a nasty client or
oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, oh, hey, go here. You're really gonna like it there. If that person can't fulfill their as a consumer, you know what I mean? It works both ways.
Yeah, you don't want to pawn somebody off. A bad client.
Yeah,
hey man, I got this neighborhood over here. Like the last video, I sent them over there. Oh, we're working on gravel in a bad neighborhood with loose dogs everywhere. Yes, but it does go both ways. Within the industry, it's been really big for us too. We network with. We naturally we like to talk. We enjoy to talk. We enjoy to learn. If any of you have met us in person, you know that we are just as enthusiastic about learning as we are about teaching. And we love the fact that our community around us, our local community, is very receptive towards not only our teachings, but to, other events that other detailers throw in the area. We have a lot of guys that are local to us, within an hour, that not only have YouTube channels, but they have either shops or mobile operations, or they're distributors. We have PNS headquarters, which is within an hour from us. So you have Bob and Dave there with PNS headquarters, and then you have Steven there, who's their distributor for the East Bay. And then we have guys like Revive, who's just about to open a shop. Congratulations, Revive. Gian,
shout out to Revive.
School and alumni right there. But we also have Detail Depot. So Revive makes setups for mobile and shop rigs. Detail Depot, our man Mike, shout out to Mike's Auto Detailing and DetailDepot.co. Mike is about an hour away from us, also like 40 minutes or something like that. Detail Depot supplies, he has everything you need. Also, YouTube channel. He was doing a podcast before the Cleaner Cast jumped off. He was kind of the inspiration from what I've taken from Jamie. And Mike actually introduced me to Jamie the Cleaner at PNS headquarters. So
at a networking event.
So things like this, guys, like they're big. Papa Smurf, who's local, he has a YouTube channel. He also has his own product name on one of the Phoenix EOD. Shout out to Phoenix EOD and Papa Smurf. Also has his own the Papa Cut, the polishing compound. I think it might be the all in one.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it's titled Papa Cut after him. Met him again at a networking event. And then we even have JB, who is probably about 40 minutes away from us in Sacramento. JB from
the him and Eddie, right?
Yeah, from the Keep It Real podcast. So
speaking of, we haven't went out to.
Yes, we need to go see. We're
coming, JB.
Yeah, we're coming, JB. We're coming for you. So, or you're coming here. So we were supposed to set something up, but we had conflicting schedules and things were kind of crazy for us. So, but yeah, these guys are all close to us in arm's reach, and we know that, and we love the fact that the community can get together on any given day, and we could run into these guys, And I'm sure there's other guys that are close. We have Detail Firm also in Concord now. We have a lot of people that are close in the industry that we can rely on, reach out to, and not to mention just the other detailers out there. Talking about if we need help with social media, if we need help with distribution, if we need help with getting a certain type of product, getting things expedited, needing information and support with anything, they're there at our fingertips. I think it's something that's been really helpful for our business.
It's priceless, man.
Yeah.
How many leads, how many relationships we got going.
Yeah.
Because of that.
Good, and I'm talking good, solid relationships. Not relationships where you're just kind of like, we talk here and there, but it's like, it feels like these are real relationships. Like, okay, I could talk to these guys about something real.
It feels like family.
Yeah.
And it would be, and it is family yeah.
So people may think, okay, well, a certain person has a YouTube channel, or a certain person is, maybe a big influencer on Instagram or whatever, or their business maybe just, at a level that yours isn't. And you may get the assumption like, oh, these guys, I'm not saying us, I'm saying anybody. You may have the assumption like these guys they're going to be jerks or this or that. Everybody that we've met in our community, in our network, has been fantastic. Now we have networks out in Los Angeles, San Diego area, Texas, Utah, New York,
Washington,
Canada. Actually, I was just on the phone with somebody from Canada right now before we jumped on this call. Shout out to Triple C. But yeah, there's a lot of guys in our network, and these guys in our network throwing game to one another about certain things. If there's something about a product that I may need to know about, I may reach out to Eddie Cologne or JB or Jamie, be like, yo, Jamie, what's up with this? You know?
That's always good because it cuts out a lot of wasted time. Because how many new products come out every day?
And when your boys are on there, hey, go check out their channel. It's completely different than what we do, but it's also something that's going to bring value to you if you're looking to save money or not waste time on trash. Like they're gonna show you,
hey man, it's worth. It's expensive or whatever. This is worth trying. This is right up your alley.
Yeah, you know like they can cut out a lot of the riffraff for you. So go check out, you know, Jamie the Cleaner's channel, the Cleaner Cast, EC Details with my boy Eddie Cologne, JB. You can check JB on Instagram. Also Papa Smurf, like Serrano. You know, everybody has their stuff that they like to use. Like people call us usually for stuff like the PNS system. You know, like Eddie asked for a long time, yo, Joel, can you make a video on the PNS? I just really need a good breakdown. I see you do it, but can you make a dedicated one? So I said, you know what, I'm gonna make this one for my boy Eddie. So if you guys need that breakdown, it's there also. But I made that one specifically for Eddie because I was like, yo, Eddie, what's up with this? And then there's been times where I've asked Eddie something, like, yo, Eddie, what do I need to do? Like, am I doing something wrong with this or that? And, you know, we talk about stuff, and it keeps those lines of communication open. And then also, they're going to, like, we have no reason to hold back information from each other. Like, we want us all to do good.
Eddie put us up on Owner's Pride, right? Sent us to Owner's Pride. We went out to Owner's Pride training.
Then we went to Owner's Pride. So there's a lot of things, guys, that make for your business being successful that don't include you. You know, the first part, networking, that has something to do with you, but it's more about the relationships and the people that you've touched that are how that affects your business. Because if we weren't networking, I could guarantee our business would be in a completely different place. Our social media would be in a completely different place.
Just off of YouTube, the contacts we met through YouTube with other detailers about just social media in general. You know what I mean? All the heartaches that we all had, and they say, oh, same thing with products. Don't do this. Concentrate on this. And it's like, oh, okay. That makes sense. You know what I mean?
We're all learning. And that's the part that we always keep in mind too. It's like, we're all learning this. For instance, the Tesla Cybertruck that came out. Nobody knows how to, we're learning. Everybody in the industry, the rappers, the guys that do the raps, the guys that do the tint, the guys that do the PPF, everybody's just like, okay, how is this going to work? How are things going to respond to this? It's unprecedented. So there's a lot of things that are happening and occurring with these that we haven't experienced before. So what are we going to do? We're going to reach out to our network and say, hey, what do I do for this? Oh, and Scott at Detail Division, man. Scott at Detail Division. You want to talk
game?
About, you want to talk about some information. Like when there's something I need that's crucial, like when I need that shit, those answers to some shit that's just like, goddamn, this got me right now. Like I'm at a crossroads and I don't want to go any further with this until I have some sort of
around here.
Until I get some sort of idea on how to move. So when those things hit, it's like, Scott, what's going on? Even with the breakdown of coatings, like I called Scott, I said, yo, I got the Cybertruck, Scott. What do I do? What do I do? So, I said, he goes, okay, I've heard of this and that. I'm going to shoot some out to you. Well, he didn't shoot nothing out to me. Well, he did after I bought it. So I bought a couple things from him. So I bought the Clear Coat, which is a 1-year sprayable ceramic by Carbon Collective, and then I bought the bare metal, the Carbon Collective, the wheel, the wheel coating. So I got the wheel coating and the Clear Coat, and that's how we've been maintaining it, and it's been great. It's been a really good experience every time we wash the car, holding up really, really well. So those type of connections, guys, are priceless to you because it's literally your fast track to the right answer.
Don't forget Christian BioBombs.
Oh, Christian at BioBombs. He's come through clutch a few times where I've had situations, and that's one of the reasons why I know so much about BioBombs, how to use it, where people are like, how'd you figure out? I'm like, I called Christian Christian holds it down. That's his baby. He knows the ins and outs of it. He knows how to use it. That is just as, if not more important than the actual product itself, is knowing how to use it. Just like with anything in any trade, knowing how to use it effectively can turn a butter knife into a razor blade. Like you sharpen up your skills when you know how to do stuff like that. And those are things that we teach in business too. Like that's a great analogy of how we break down like the business stuff, because yeah, you know how to do things surface level, but do you know how to, like, we go deeper into everything we do. So when it comes to business, there's a surface level, which everybody talks about that all day long, but getting into the fat of it.
That's where you gotta do a little more thinking,
yes,
a little more hands-on.
And that's where a lot of guys don't have experience, or they don't have the operational discipline to hold that down, or they've never had to. That becomes a real dangerous place stepping into when you don't have that experience, or you don't understand how to respond and work and maneuver and operate. So again, if that was something that's something that people come to us for as well. You know, we got guys in the school, and Gion's opening up his shop. He goes, hey, I'm gonna reach out to you guys when I let him know, hey, if there's anything you need, we're always here for you. But we're gonna follow up with them, and I know he's gonna reach out when his shop opens up, because he's gonna want that thing running like a factory. He's gonna want it streamlined, optimized to the T, and we're gonna be there for him. And that's part of networking. You know what I mean? That's family. That's somebody that's supported us from day one. We've supported him from day one. And that's a relationship that keeps steadily as we both grow our businesses. It's been there in alignment, and I think it's important to have people like that around you too, because it's exciting and to see yourself grow with other people. Like, hey man, remember when we were just here? Because you remember before we even met Gian, when we were working with Danny, and that guy pulled up, and he's like, my boy Gian from the East Bay did it. And then I said, I got to reach out to this dude. And then I went on YouTube, and I found him, and I was like, okay, he is from Oakland. I said, this got to be the dude. So I reached out to him, and then we met up at PNS at the headquarters at a networking event, and then we went from there. Mm-hmm. And it's just been. And his business has done fantastic. Then he took the school and training, and now he's scaling his business. Things are good.
Same thing with O'Shawn detailing, mobile detailing. Now you got the window tint.
Oh yeah, Auto Touch. Auto Touch. And we use him for he just did my wife's shop. He just did the tint on there. We recommended him to another client that we just did a few weeks back, and. There's a lot of
watching his business grow.
Yeah, and he's done a lot in his business. So, and it's nice seeing that. And I know it feels good for them also to have other guys in the area to help them out with whatever it is that they need in their business. We're always here. And it comes back around. You may have to, even Mike, Mike needed help with the polishing of the motorhome. He comes through, he's like, hey, can you do this? Okay, cool, Mike, we'll hold it down for you. And there's been times where, we have videos where we were on site, on job sites, and remember we were in Oakland and I needed a leather coating.
Oh yeah, Mike came through.
Stuff like that is very, very important. Our first trainings, we were privileged to have them sponsor it and take care of all of our students for the first two classes. The first, before we went to individual, like we had 10, 11 guys in the class, and they held it down and hooked them up. That's all just love. That's coming from, from a place of love. It's not, nobody's looking for a kickback, a discount, nothing like that. It's just like, we hold it. We're gonna hold it down for each other because we want to support one another.
Paying it forward.
Yeah.
Always paying it forward.
Yeah. So networking, guys. Networking is something that you guys, if you are not utilizing, get on it today, because that's major.
Number 2, good old fashioned the Rotary, old school Rotary.
Okay, so this is always a debatable subject because there seems to be 2 teams that people are either siding with or whatever.
Team Rotary, Team DA.
Yeah. So Rotary, you got Rotary Gang, and then you have Wheeland. This is where we stand. Whatever the fuck works. How about that? If I don't need a rotary, I'm not pulling it out. If I need a rotary, I'm gonna pull it out. But I ain't married to either one, and no company is paying me to pick one or to say anything. So I could care less what anybody else does. Like I could really care less on what anybody else does. You know, we've worked on all types of cars, beat up cars that are on their way to Monterey. Like it doesn't matter to us. Like that's. I don't use rotary if I don't have to. I don't use DA when I feel like it's not going to be efficient or make sense. So there's some cases where, those rules are kind of bent or whatever, but for the most part, from a professional perspective, the rotary gives you options. It gives you an ability to optimize your process more in certain situations, but again,
it's a fast way to mess up too.
Yes, if you don't know what you're doing, you could. Yes, if you don't know what you're doing, it can get you in some trouble. But just don't be an idiot. There's enough stuff out there on YouTube and there's some good information. Like, Burke has some good information. There's a Shine Doctor. There's Keith's Touch. There's Jamie, JNG Recon, my boy Jamie from Born Detailers, one of the baddest with the rotary. So I remember seeing a video of him where he was with Nick from Hawk Pro in DIY detailing, Nick. Mm-hmm. And Nick went to visit him because they were both in Utah. And Jamie's just like, yo, man, this is a secret right here. If you're not using a rotary, you're wasting a lot of time. Like a lot of time and effort and headache is gone when you utilize a rotary. So Sal doesn't use a rotary. I use a rotary. So I kind of want to leave this one to Sal for those of you who don't run rotary. And for those of you who do run with rotary, I want Sal to give a straight objective, kind of like a sum of what the rotary does for us, what its advantages are, how we use it, and what the difference between not using it and using it is. So it's kind of clear if Sal's doing it, he doesn't use a rotary. He doesn't operate a rotary, but he knows he doesn't utilize a rotary, but he knows what the rotary does for our business, which is more important, right?
Right. First, I want to say about rotary, DA, if I were to do this on my own, but what I know now, I wouldn't touch the polisher. I would link up with another detailer that is specific in that game and say, I will have this car prep for you. I need you to do this. That's how I would get down. I wouldn't waste my time
polishing
with polishing. That's my opinion. DA, rotary, not. I'll say that to the other guys. But anyway, what rotary does for us, man, it cuts a lot of it cuts and it cuts a lot of the riffraff off. That's when we got to get down and dirty. I mean, those jobs are few far between. We get enough, but there's a time and place for it, and we pretty much know when that guy goes, "Hey, I need this." Those old Suburbans.
Oh yeah.
With that messed up paint.
GM paint, yeah.
It's rotary time, and when you use that rotary, luckily we have the studio. I wouldn't want to use the rotary out in the field.
Usually, when you're using a rotary, we're doing some touch-up work, we're doing some sanding, we're doing some, we're doing surgery on that paint. We're really bringing, that's a correction. So you have polishing, which just gives you polishing. It just like a shoe. Think of a shoe polish. You're polishing the shoe. It's gonna cover up the imperfections. It's gonna get it shiny. It's gonna get it presentable. But you want that shoe to be more comfortable and to actually have a better structure and to be healthier. You need to take it to a cobbler so they can change out the sole, so they can, condition the leather, maybe sand down some areas, scrub it out, and really get that thing restored. That's correction. That's when we bring the rotary out.
Or even the cats with the barbers out there. The barbers, some guys that get down with the scissors.
Oh yeah.
And some boys, they do it both.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With the machine, and they get out the clippers get down.
Yeah, both of them. And this comes for me. The rotary gives me precision, a lot more precision. Like it slows my process down because I have to pay attention. I'm looking through the paint. I'm really, really like observant. I got my headlamp on. Our lighting is on point in the studio. Everything is, I'm in that place. I'm in that zone. We got the music going. We're.
I think also too, since I do that part, it makes the finishing easier.
Oh yes,
That's something that's not talked about that I don't see when.
Yeah.
Luckily, there's two of us, so you go with the down and dirty work. When you come do the finishing, it makes it that much easier. At least for me, my eyes aren't good. You know what I mean? So it's easy to see. It's night and day. You know what I mean? It's comparing white and black.
Yeah. It's definitely, and that comes with skill also because you can finish your cut with the rotary, and the finishing can be very difficult. But I always go back through with a second pass on the rotary just to make the finishing easier. So I uniform the patterns. I get everything very light so it's easily removed when cell goes in. So then when it's time to do the jeweling final polish, oh, that thing is,
Shout out to all the boys that just finished with the rotary too, huh?
Yeah.
The real nice ones.
Yeah, a lot of the old school cats like to finish with the rotary. I'm not a fan of it. I like finishing with the DA. I don't know if it's just because I'm used to it, but I don't know. I just don't. It's just not my preference. I've seen good work either way, and there's some work like my brother-in-law. He's one of the baddest painters around, and he didn't pick up a Rupes until 2-3 years ago after I got mine, but he's always finished with the rotary. And his work is, he's sanding down to 6,000 though. He's doing the paint body. He's doing everything. Like, he does pretty much everything is frame off that he does. And his work is, I've seen some of the baddest builders around and he's up there with them. And he gets down. And his finishing work, it's second to none, man. It's top notch work. And it's better than what I could do, but when you've been doing it, he's been doing it since he was 15. He's in his 40s, so to him, it's nothing. It's nothing, Like Earl's, and those guys that work in body shop settings, like
those are boys you need on your team.
Yes,
and the guy said,
like,
"I work in body shops."
Don't try to argue or dispute their practices and the way that they do things. These guys have been, like, when you work in a body shop setting, like, you're pumping out so much work and, like, you're going to become proficient and good just by workload itself, just by repetition. Simply, you could be an idiot and probably and you're just like, hey, all you do is sand and buff. That's it. You just sand and buff all day for 8-12 hours and you're just sanding and buffing. You're going to be good at that at some point, like no doubt. And you're going to have a good understanding of what paint can take, what it can't take, what a respray is, how it, how the curing process works, how, what dieback is, like bad finishing, good finishing. Like you're going to understand all of that stuff, like the types of paints, the types of clear coats, the substrates going on, like all this stuff.
Whatever what manufacturer uses the best paint, you know what I mean? BMW.
Paint hardness, all the hardness.
Oh, that's a Porsche. Oh, you gotta do it this way.
Yeah. So there's all these different intricacies in painting and correction and stuff. So I tend, when it comes to like heavier correcting type of work, and I know a lot of guys don't do that type of work, but whenever I am going to venture out and we do those types of jobs, we're learning from the body shop guys. You know what I mean? Like T1. T1 here, next town over, he comes from a body shop background. If I have questions about stuff or if there's things, he'll just say, yo, we had a question back, not too long ago at a networking event at his place.
Oh, with the detailer from Anthony's auto body shop in Tracy?
Yeah. And he was just like, don't even do them anymore.
Right.
He goes, doesn't matter. He's like, those. And he broke it down why. He said, during this year, GM was using this on all the manufactured vehicles. He goes, and all of them failed by this timeline. If it's failed, it's done. He's like, he goes, there's no bringing those back. So don't even waste your time. So now we don't even waste our time.
Well, working with a body shop, when you're a detailer or do that type of work in a body shop, you know about all the recalls, all the insurance work.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's an insight that's priceless, man.
Yeah. In photography, we call it reticulation, but all those little, I forget the term, but most people think they're crow's feet, but they're not. But it happened on a lot of Hondas in the early 2000s. And it caused, you ever see all those little white nicks on them? And they look like little tiny scratches, little tiny scratches. And it happens all over the hood over time, and it just spreads. I forget what that was called, but that was from the manufacturer and the clear coat and the paint. You know, like something didn't bond or something. There was something that they didn't get right in the cure process, or something in the chemistry, temperature, something, I don't know. But it's nice to be able to, reference that when talking to a client, like, hey, do you have any of those white specks on the front of your hood? They're like, oh yeah, actually, hey, just so you know, that ain't getting fixed by us. Right. Like, it's not that's not something that's going to return, because that was a manufacturer issue that they've had, and it's not just your car. It's this needs to get repainted, whatever. So, body shop guys, again, that goes back to networking, but also those guys are always running with a Rotary. So, for us in our business, what would you say so to just wrap it up, what would you say? For me, Rotary has been a big secret because it cuts down on time. It makes the finishing, in my opinion. And I'm very, very meticulous when it comes to paint. Paint finishing. I see better results. And I'm not just saying that because I use a Rotary. I'm saying that because I can physically see better refinement and better clarity and better depth when I use a Rotary. And there's some things that are objective, but I studied photography for a long time. I study art. I'm in a dark room with negatives, like printing and focusing, and you know what I mean? Like, I've worked in a lot of low light situations where where my eye has to be meticulous. Having a refined eye is something that a lot of guys, like, I see a lot of things. Sal can't see things. Like, there's some things where he's like, I don't see that, bro. I don't see that. And then finally he will see it. He'll be like, man, you saw that? I'm like, yes, I seen that. I saw that from the get-go, So, and everybody's, your eye gets better over time, but I've just trained that way for a very, very, very long time in low light situations and really small stuff. So I wouldn't say it brings a better outcome unless it actually did. But when I use a Rotary and we finish with that Rotary, it looks better.
Also, too, man, it's like driving a fast car. When you're driving something and you feel the power, you may not use the power all the way, but the Rotary, you feel the power, man. Like that does something to your mind when you're like, whoa, this thing. Yeah. You know it's doing something.
And I've had to. When I first started using the Rotary, I was getting real aggressive. I thought I had to be, on and aggressive. And the more that I use a Rotary, and the more often and the more comfortable I get with it, and I have found my way, and my way is very, very, very light, almost like a dance. I'm almost just balancing, and it's just like it's more about, for me, it's more about body mechanics and finesse than it is grunt type of work. Like, the sanding and all that usually takes care of that. But when I'm going in, I'm looking for a nice polish that gives me a long working time and something I could just relax. And I'm not sitting there hacking at it. I find myself doing that with the DA more. And actually, with the new DA we got, the cordless joint, I operate it more like a Rotary, like no pressure, really, really just guiding. And with the forced rotation, I was getting in the habit, because it doesn't stop. I got in the habit of getting in a little too heavy-handed. That's not always a good thing, especially with the DA action, because you generate a lot more heat. I've integrated my Rotary style, which sounds crazy. I've integrated some of my Rotary style into my DA finishing, which traditionally those are two completely different types of polishing. But when it comes to mechanics and it comes to the finesse of, even when I'm doing a little bit of, a tiny bit of, enhancement, like getting rid of some, a little bit of swirls and stuff with the DA, I'm still going in there fine, like with that finesse. You know, I may change my pad up or whatever, but I'm still going in there with that finesse mode. What benefits do the Rotary bring to the business, would you say? Just to wrap up real quick. For guys who don't use Rotary.
Better results, quicker results, as far as when you got a tore up car. Right away, number one. Number two,
you said process and finishing. You know what I mean? Like you said, the finishing is a lot easier with it because you're pretty much working with the clean slate after you hit the Rotary.
right. Finishing is, to me, easier
Yeah.
after you go at it with the Rotary.
Yeah. Oh, and then it opens up what you're able to do too, because there's some things that you're just not going to be able to do with without a Rotary.
Yeah, like we wouldn't take on jobs if we didn't have Rotary skills.
Yeah. There's a lot of jobs that we would.
Like,
Yeah.
nah, we can't do that.
Yeah. So it opens up it broadens your range. It's going to cut down time.
It's going to increase money.
Yeah. Anything that saves you time is saving money. So that's number two, guys. Number three is a big one. And again, I love how these are all tying together because they all kind of come off of it's like a tree. So training is number three. Number three is training. Every training we've gone to, we have gotten a huge leap in development, whether it be through education, whether it's through actual physical labor. You know, we just got faster, more efficient, or optimized, or relationships and networking. There's just huge leaps, like these big jumps. It's like, okay, maybe let's say throughout the year, we may have about 10 things that we're really proud of that we've done. Okay, we did this. We got X amount of new clients. We grew in revenue this much. We got the studio done. We got some upgrades on tools. You know what I mean? All those small things. So, bless you. Bless you. Bless you. Got some more? So,
Thank you.
So say those are all little steps. And all of those little steps give you progression and they do good things for your business, right? But I feel like when we go to a training, we take like 5 of those steps. You're getting so much knowledge. You're getting so much hands-on training. You're building a network just by being there. Like you're hitting all aspects of, and you're getting experience from other guys you're not only eliminating things like for instance, when we were at T1 and the guy said, yo, just don't do those anymore. Don't waste your time.
Yeah.
So we just eliminated something that from our business that could have been
That was.
bringing us. Yes,
It was taking a lot of time.
Yeah, and I want to say we did 3 or 4 of those that were 8+ hours of sanding, polishing, and just pure hell. You know, and now we don't do those, so it eliminated those issues. And even at that point, we wouldn't have good outcomes, and then we have to have that terrible discussion with the client, like, yeah, this is not gonna, this is the best we could get it. So now I tell clients, hey, you could do it, but this is as far as we're gonna push it because we already know what's gonna happen in 2 months. It's coming back. Or after that first heat cycle or whatever, it's coming back. Information like that, you learn at trainings, you learn how to make more money at trainings from the right trainings, guys. Let's get this real clear. The right trainings, the proper trainings. Everybody and their mom is out there trying to do a training, and a lot of them are just bullshit. A lot of them are stuff that you should not be wasting your money on. And we've seen guys get burnt. We've seen guys make videos about them getting burnt by cats that were like, oh, it's going to be this amount of money. If you need some resources, we can help you. Just hit us up, DM us, shoot us some content. And if we've talked about them on here in a good way, on the channel in any way, they're probably a good source that you're probably going to want to reach out to when it comes to training, if they're doing anything. But we've been to a few trainings.
Well, case in point, what training we're talking about, when we went to training for polishing, we went to the Rupez polishing training. They talked about their system.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That right there, what I learned from that little training, like, if you want to learn how to polish or get into the polish game, that'll save you years.
Very happy that we were both invited, and Sal had just learned how to use the tools. And I think he was polishing on his own for about 3-4 months at that point. So this was kind of like the icing on the cake. So, and he had already been working with we had already had everything. We had the tools, the polishers, we had the whole system. We just weren't utilizing it right. When we went to the training, they showed us how to utilize it. Now Sal, all that training, he knew the mechanics, he knew how to operate, he knew how to use the tools, he knew how to get good results. Now we know how to optimize those. And optimization is the area that most people don't understand because most people don't optimize. And I'm coming to learn this. When we say something or we do something and people are like, oh, I don't need that. I don't need that because I already have this. I know what they mean now. They say, I don't know how to optimize. I haven't optimized anything, but this works for me, so I'm not going to fix it. Most people don't understand that things don't have to be broken to be fixed. Things can work good, but I can guarantee we can optimize it. There's always room for improvement. There's always...
Say that again. Things don't have to be broke for them to get fixed?
Yes, things do not have to be...
What they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it? That is wrong.
Yes. That's just because you've been doing it for that long, that's like going somewhere and they say, well, why do you do it that way?
Because we've always done it.
We've always done it that way.
Oh, man.
Like, that's the worst answer that you could hear in any operation, in any business. Unless it's something tried and true and it's very, very simple, where there's no other process. Like, you're not going to go to In-N-Out and argue with them. You know what I mean?
I dare you.
But they've optimized from the get-go. And that's the difference between somebody, like, running and operating a business to peak performance and optimization than somebody not. We optimize everything. Everything is optimized. This video you're watching is optimized because we're recording it on my cell phone. We're in our studio. We're at home. We already have everything written down. The lighting situation is handled. Hopefully, it's something I've been working on. But and we're not editing it, so it'll probably be up tonight. So that's optimizing. We're cutting out a lot of the crap that we didn't need. You know, that's not doing anything for us. Optimization is one of those things that it's key for your business. Most people just don't know how to do it because it's one of those things you have to experience. And it's one of those things that me and Sal have both been doing in our previous careers for a very, very long time. So it comes second nature to us. So yeah, the trainings kind of teach you how to do that really quickly. Like, that's what the Rupes did for us. When I took the PNS training when I first started, I learned the PNS 3, the 3-step stain removal system. And we had that thing optimized to a T. It's a damn good system, but I've seen people use it not very well, and I've seen people use it very, very well. So it depends on how you use it. If you're optimized in using it, if you're proficient at using it, there's a lot of trainings, guys. There's even profits, you know, the profit trainings that were really good that we did with Rennie. I like Rennie when he's talking about money more than when he's talking about detailing. Like, that's my man Rennie. When he's talking about money, that's when my ears are like. And Rennie understands the way that we operate too, so he enjoys rapping with us about stuff like that, you know, and so it's at a certain point it no longer becomes about detailing, it's about business. And that's how we see it. And whenever we can find guys like that, we gravitate to them naturally because they're looking to those guys are always looking to optimize. So the trainings, yeah, so the Rupes training we've taken, the
Owner's Pride
training, which was good. You know, like, shout out to Dustin at OCD, one of the network connects also in San Diego. But yeah, the Owner's Pride, the breakdown of their process and their system. You know, that was a hands-on training. While we were there, we were also networking with Jamie and Chad, Born Detailers. And then
Casey from Coach Kimmy.
Casey from Coach Kimmy came out, did a full training with us. We now optimize that system for certain parts of our job. So we've incorporated these systems, and not everybody's system's good. Not everybody's system is made by them. They may have, you know, one part of the system made over here by another manufacturer, another one over here, and then they just market it together like, oh, this is a polishing system and they're just color coded or coordinated or whatever. And they may just be crap or very, very baseline complementary elements of a system. But a system that's truly made for one another, those, again, optimization. Those are optimized to work. Like today we used two Coach Kenny formulas, and it worked better than using all these other combinations of things that we've tried using in the past that I had been using for years. And there was times where they would work fantastic and times when they wouldn't work well at all. But today it went smooth. A lot of takeaways you get from trainings, not to mention more relationships and networking, but you learn how to optimize your system and to incorporate things into your business differently. You know, like we go now, it's fun for us. You know what I mean? And there's always something to learn. You know, and we may not be learning directly from the curriculum. We may just be learning by somebody saying, "Hey, man, I used to do that, but now I do this, and it works so much better." You know what? I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take it back with me. Try it out. Then I'll reach out and be like, "Hey, my man, you weren't lying about this one." You know. So another one.
Yeah, I got some more in there.
That's the trainings are a little secret weapon that the ones that know, they know, and they don't mind spending the money, the time, taking the time off, or traveling to do that. You know, and speaking of training,
So August 23rd, August 24th, right? Utah.
yeah, August 23rd and 24th, Salt Lake City, Utah, at the J&G compound there at the complex. He does everything from body work to chip and scratch repair, wrap, detailing, dry. He got the dry ice joint there. So my man's doing it big over there, and we're gonna go out there and do some training with him.
August 23rd, August 24th.
And this is business training, optimization, all the stuff we're talking about.
Link will be down below.
Yeah, this is going to be an event that has all of these things in it. So let's get into number 4. Number 4 is going to be, man, an easy one. Let me do this one now. Just do this right now. Oh, I better. Let's see. I better be holding this right here. I just pulled that out of my wallet. Always, always, always carry your business card. I can't tell you how many people don't talk about the power of the business card. Yes, the internet is great. Yes, social media is great. But you kind of look like a chump when you ask somebody to take their phone out and start following you. You look like you're begging, son. It looks a little weak.
That's
You know
what you
I
do
mean?
when you're trying to get a girl, right?
Yeah.
Hey, trying to get your Instagram, you know what I
Hey,
mean?
can I get your
Punch it in my phone.
yeah.
Save it.
Get some business cards. Keep them with you at all times. If you have multiple cars, keep some in each car. I keep business cards for myself. I keep business cards for my dent guy. I keep business cards for my tent guy. I keep business cards for my wife's company. I have all the business cards for the connections and stuff for the people that I can help here. And then here at the studio, we got more business cards from guys that we work with and, you know, part of our network. So if somebody needs something, we got a resource for them. You're also building a resource for your clientele when you network too, going back to that. But anyway, business cards. Business cards, business cards, business cards. They're cheap, they're easy, and man, it just looks official when you give somebody your business card. Okay, cool. All right, I'll call you. You know, not everybody's going to remember who you are on Instagram, or maybe now that they're following you, they may get another detailer that they follow. They may get you confused, or especially if it's like an older clientele or something. You know, if you're at, let's put it this way. If you're at a grocery store, somebody's walking out and you're wearing your detailing gear or whatever, they see your van, they say, "Hey, can I get a card?" And they got a baby in one hand and they got a grocery bag. What are you going to tell them to pull out? Hey, pull out your phone. Oh, what's your IG? It's a hot day. They're standing out there. Oh, it's give me your phone number.
Right.
I'll text you.
Not having a business card is not.
Yes.
It's like not.
It's be like, here,
answer
play.
your phone.
Here, play. I'm gonna drop this. I'm gonna drop this in your right here on top of your grocery bag. You just give me a call when you're ready. Take it easy. Have a good one. Do you need help? You need help loading up. That's how you get a client. That's you know what I mean? Like
You don't have business cards, might as well not even answer your phone. Kind of same thing, right?
Yeah.
Don't answer your phone, don't have business cards.
it's almost disrespectful not to have business cards.
I mean, I took it at disrespect when you
Yes.
didn't have one. Remember in
Like
Oakland?
yeah. And people think that business cards are a waste of time. Or no one's using business cards. Well, and part of that is social media is telling you That business. Oh, just get this little so and so that you scan, or that one card that they scan. Man, ain't nobody gonna open up their camera and start taking pictures. Get out of here with that. There's a reason they haven't jumped off yet. There's a reason not everybody. I don't know anybody with those.
It may come, but it ain't right now.
Yeah, it ain't the time. It's not working right now. Like, it's not hot right now. So just know, if you don't have a business card, that's just one less way for you to close down an opportunity that you could have to make some money. So don't be complaining and crying because you don't have business cards or you don't carry them with you. What's the use of having a freaking business card if you don't have it to give out?
Business card.
Yeah.
All right, we got that one.
So that's a secret. Yeah, that's a big secret. Business card. Number 5 is systems. And we're not talking about systems. We're not talking about operating systems. We're talking about systems, like hands-on systems for detailing. And this could go for DIYers. You know, if you're out there trying to figure out, so hey, I want to give my car a quick polish. Or I want to remove some stains. Or I want to do a decontamination. Systems are going to help you in any way. You know, operational systems are great in conjunction with these systems. That's when you get optimization. But to get things done an easy way, follow certain systems are made by certain companies for you to follow to get the best, easiest results.
Easiest one to say is the Rupes polishing system.
Yeah, it's pretty dummy proof.
They have their own polisher. They have their own abrasive. They have their own pads.
Yeah.
Everything is formulated to work together to get maximum results.
And they make them all.
Yeah.
Everything has been made to give you the best results and to complement each other as best as possible. So that's just one example of a system.
The PNS, the carpet system.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The 3-step. You got the Terminator, you got the Bomber, you got the Finisher.
But how many guys do you hear, oh, I just used a Terminator right now?
Right.
That's
For
like, well,
peak performance, you need to use
that's
the system.
cool, but you don't know what you're missing by not using the carpet bomber and the finisher. Or that, oh, I don't want to buy the finisher because I didn't want to spend the money on it. I didn't think I needed it. Well, you don't need it, but if you want to have optimal results, if you want to take things to the next level, yeah, you should probably get it.
When KC came down, he told us about Cage Kimmy's system with the polishing system. Well, all their products, their whole arsenal.
Yeah.
It all plays together.
Yeah.
What you're trying to achieve.
Yeah. So just like how a lot of them are pushing like the ceramic coatings, like you want to use a paint prep by that ceramic coating company because there's things formulated into it to remove and to allow, maximum bonding, to the surface with the coating or whatever they say. That's a system. That's part of a system. So the systems that we really love are the PNS, the 3-step stain removal system, and carpet cleaning, carpet and upholstery. We really like the Rupes system. That's been a favorite of ours for quite some time. And then the Coach Chemi system. You know what I mean? The pre-wash with their soaps. Like, we've gone to pretty much exclusive. When it's talking about washing, it's pretty much all Coach Chemi now because their systems work so much better for us and what we do. So those systems right there will help your business, period. And you're going to save money by using those.
I seen Ivan from DIY. He said that. He's like, if you ever using anything and they have a system, make sure you use the system.
Yeah, you got to use the system because
for peak performance.
Yeah, you're not going to get. It only makes sense. You're not. And I'm going to say this because I was, very reluctant to pay.
Well, it sounds like a scam, right?
Yes. Yes, it sounds so much like a scam, and so many people are holding back, and I held back for so long because I was like, I don't need all that. You're gonna tell me, because when I first started, it was APC. I can use that to get the stains out. And you can use degreaser. I was using some crazy shit. I was using degreaser, like nasty shit that was, those upholsteries are probably tore up now. They probably deteriorated. They're probably bleeding the color or something. But I was using, one bottle. I had my degreaser, my APC. If that shit couldn't get it done, then in my opinion, it couldn't get done for what I was capable of doing. Then I took the class with PNS. they showed me the system, and I said, wow, this system is wild. This system is crazy. Like, this is a good system. It's actually working. And at that point, I was like, okay, and they broke down what's happening. Like, if you don't have an understanding of what's happening, you're going to assume that nothing is going on. But when you understand, you're looking through a different set of, of glasses. So you see what's happening. You have a deeper comprehension of what's going on there. And that not only gives you, that gives you education that you can pass on to your client, but now you know how to manipulate things. Now you know how to really optimize your performance on whatever application you're using. It's insane, because you get to the point now where Sal can look at stains and be like, okay, I'm going to go straight to carpet bomber. Or I don't need so-and-so. But you know what? I'm just going to give this a quick vac and hit it with the finisher, and we're good. Because he even knows even the finisher will do some work. Mm-hmm. It ain't going to do a lot, but it'll do some work. So there's times where optimization comes into those systems, but at least you have the system there in an understanding of what's going on, so you know what to eliminate, what to add, what to do more of, what to do less of. It gives you a good baseline, and I think that baseline is a hard place to get to when you're dealing with the unfamiliar. You know what I mean? Like, we're looking at paint. Like, okay, I don't need to mess with no compound on this.
It takes the guesswork out when you know the baseline.
And that guesswork.
That's what's wasted. That's where you waste the time.
That's when you're wasting all the time on the guesswork.
The polishing.
Yeah.
You got to know hand speed, the right combo, right? With the Rupes system, that went out the window. We go when we do a test panel, we know what we're doing when we do a test panel.
We got a control system, and it's boom. Okay, we know. But when it comes to, and also that's always going to be decision making too, because how many times have we wasted times? How much time have we wasted in energy where we're like, where we said, okay, we don't need to do that. We can skip that. And we skipped it, but then we had to go back and actually do it. We're like, you know what? I am going to need this. So it's like, if you're doing a system and you're even questionable about it, just follow through with the system. Because it's going to save you more time than having to go all the way back around. Because at least if you follow through the system that you're with, its maximum capabilities. So if you're questioning, should I do it or not? I think I could get away without doing it because you're trying to cut corners. Just do it. Just do it. Get it through, and you're going to be happy either way. And the finished product is going to be the finished product. Nobody wants a finished detail that you got to go back and rework. So yeah, systems.
Top 5.
So that's top 5, guys. Top 5 detailing business secrets. So all of those things have helped our business dramatically. Let us know in the comments if any of this has helped any of your guys' businesses, because I know for a fact our network, they all thrive off of this stuff. Like these things here, those take you to another level.
Networking ties into all these secrets.
All of them. Networking is everywhere you go. You should be networking with somebody. Like, there's always an opportunity to network. Let's just put it that way. The sky is the limit when it comes to networking. It's as big as you want to go. But you want to network with the right people. That's also a big one too. You want to network with the right people. You don't want to be networking with some cats that are just
some bozos.
Yeah, some bozos out there. Those are our top 5 detailing business secrets. So we'll catch you guys on the next one. Remember to like, subscribe, share, check out that training August 23rd, 24th, Salt Lake City, Utah with the Born Detailers. Check out the merch. We'll have everything linked in the description below. Catch you guys on the next one.